Beautiful sister. Beautiful sister Leota Avao, sharing with us tonight from Wellington. Take it away, sister.
Tihei mauri ora, ko matawano te maunga, ko te moana kiwa te moana, ko hamoa te mōtere, ko whangaloa no masi manu tia taku mama, ko tia yeti tia taku papa, ko filo nā tano ace taku teina, ko yeti taia taku tama, ko Leota Avao tia taku ingoa. Kei te noho ahau ke poneke, nā mai hare mai. Ke te mihi atu ki koutou katoa I runga te aroha, te me te pono, ngā manakitanga ki runga he tātou katoa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Tā lofa lava, ma lola sau fua maua, manuia, malalangi mamā. Well, that's all over. Kia ora te whānau. For those who don't know me, people normally know me as Avao, but I hold, and I'm very proud to hold a title from my father's family, Leota, hail from Ngāta Avao in Savaii. And for those who don't know the Samoan history, I'm actually named after a village Avao in Savaii in Samoa, where the Bible was translated from English to Samoa. So that's my historical name to claim. I'm a 70s baby, so if you do the calculations, yep, I've got 5 decades with an extra 2. And in those decades, I've accomplished a lot. So 10 to 15 minutes, you can't sum up 50 years. But what I can do is share some highlights. So firstly, I wanted to mihi to Janet. Firstly, there are a lot of tears on the screen, but I just wanted to say thank you for sharing your heart and for sharing your story. There's not a dry eye on the Zoom call, and I just wanted to say thank you for being you, and thank you for being here with us. Appreciate and have a lot of gratitude towards you and your journey. But you know, this village here, massive impact in your life, and you will never be alone. So all on the screen, just holler when you need us. Now I'll get back to my story before everyone goes, time's over. So for those who don't know, Renee is my upline, but she's also my sister, and she is the reason and the purpose of the reason why I'm here. She was the biggest influence in introducing Arbonne to me, and so I say thank you to her. So who is Avao? Well, Avao is 52 years of age. She's the oldest child of 4. I have 3 brothers that came into this world from the same womb. But you know, when you're a Samoan girl, you have lots of families. So there's Renee and I belong to a family called the Originals. It's 3 families, all Wellington based, and we all grew up together. So I grew up with 3 sisters, Renee and another sister, and lots of brothers. So can you imagine that scene when you've got 3 girls and the rest are all boys, which meant that we were in the kitchen. And me being the oldest, I was the one that was cooking. And that tradition still hasn't changed. So that's one name to claim. So that's the thing, I can cook. And I have been leading my family, if you can call it that. I don't speak a lot when it comes to family, but I do when it comes to the kitchen. I rule in that space. I'm a mum. I have a beautiful 18-year-old son who's just graduated from Army basic training in Wairau, which was last week. He's now posted to Linton and he's joined the infantry corps. So that's 2. That's my second biggest highlight in my life, was bringing birth to my child. And believe it or not, I was the last on the paddy wagon of my family to have a child at the age of 33. I grew up in Brooklyn, in Wellington, and I went to Brooklyn school. The funny thing is, if you're ever with me and we meet people and they say Avao, guarantee that that was a period of from the age of 5 to 12. Because when I grew up in the 70s, people can pronounce Samoan names. So for them, it was easier to pronounce my name phonetically. So Avao it was for a period of 7 years. But then if you meet me now with people, they go, hey, Val, then you know they're from the age of 13 until now. So that's 3. My name to claim is the fact that I've actually taken a Samoan name, and I'm proud to have that. Yesterday, I was actually in a meeting, and we were all given an exercise for people to say the qualities that the people in the room had. So here are some of the qualities that I will bring to the table should you meet me personally. I love learning. I'm quite spiritual. I have a sense of humor. I'm creative. I'm a team player and I love teamwork. I'm bold. One person said that I've got big nuts, and says, don't ask me why, but that's what they said. People say that I provide hope, kindness, love, gratitude, humility. I'm brave, I'm resilient, I'm genuine, and I'm prudent and bold. And for me, it was quite humbling for people to say that about me. But in essence, I think that's something that we all have. And it's just really nice for people to say it to you. When you are the oldest and only girl in a traditional Samoan family, and Renee can testify to this, you have a lot of responsibilities, and you have to have this brave face 24/7. You have to lead in charge and listen and not answer back and be culturally aware. But there's always a dark side. My go-to in life is Renee. One night, a few years ago, I called her. And Renee always sees me, I talk a good talk when I don't want people to know what's going on in my life. I isolate myself when I know that things are going wrong or things are just getting too heavy for me. And one night I rang her to tell her that I had given up, and to tell her that I couldn't cope, I couldn't go on with life. I was in a really dark space. And for 4 hours, Renee stayed with me as I cried and told her that I just wanted to give up. She didn't want to get off the phone. She wouldn't let me go to sleep. She wouldn't let me stop the phone call, because she knew if she did, that I probably would have done something. And I was probably ready at that time. I was trying to live a life of everything was okay, but it wasn't. So luckily for me, I had Renee at the end of the call, who was crying at the same time and trying to give me comfort. But just the fact is that she was listening, and she was there for me. And I thank her, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be here today. Because when you grow up in a family of 4, or there's 6 of us, but we grew up with our doors wide open when we had 9 people living in a 3-bedroom house. And my tour of duty every day when I left college was to come home, clean the toilet, and make dinner. And I was usually making dinner for about 15 to 16 people every day. When you're a teenager, you think it's normal, but when you become an adult, it's like, what the hell? But that was my life until 1996, I ran away to Samoa, as everyone would say. It was my great escape because I was tired of being my father's daughter, or I was, oh, that's Feather's sister, or that's Ace's sister, or this is Donald's sister. I was somebody, but nobody knew me for me. Well, that life changed because I went to Samoa and I lived there for 7 years. It's the best 7 years of my freaking life. If you ever want an experience, go live in the islands, mate. It is where you become somebody. You become yourself, and that's where I went. I went to find myself. Yeah, and there was a guy. There was a guy there. Yeah, we'll just leave that to the side park. Yeah, there was love there, but yeah, we'll move that to the side. Moving to Samoa was the best thing that ever happened in my life. I found a job that paid 7,000 tala a year. I got to travel the world 3 times a year. I went to represent South Pacific, my business, and Samoa as a destination. And as a result of that, I would get to see Renee's brother used to pick me up all the time, and our sister Ruta in the UK. I got to get to go to France. I got to do a lot of stuff in the UK, and also just experience life. But the icing on the cake was whenever any of my family came over to Samoa, oh, you know Val, huh? You know, it was them waiting for me because I was actually talking to people, and they probably got tired of it because I knew half the country, especially in Apia. But if you wanted a free accommodation, I was the queen bee at getting that. So that was my next claim to fame, was the fact that I found myself and I found the better version of myself in Samoa. Roller coaster moved forward to 2018 is when I first ever did my 30 days, my first ever 30 days. And that was after watching Renee. And for those that tuned in last week to hear Renee's story, when she was in hospital, she told me she was in hospital and I was there. To watch my sister to be sick, and she's never sick, and to see her go through what she did, was tough for me. But then she jumped onto Arbor, and then I started seeing this change in this personality, her growth of leadership. She just evolved, and then she was looking good at the same time. I was like, hey, yeah, I want that. And then I started my 30 days. When I started the 28th of December, come on, people, who does their 30 days at Christmas, please? But I did. And I had to give up coffee. And I was like, no way, I can't do that. I drank probably 8 to 12 cups of coffee a day, people. And if I was really stressed even if I had cigarettes, it would be 14 cups of coffee a day. And because of Arbon, I actually gave up coffee. And like now, if I have coffee, it'll be one in a blue moon. But yeah, for about 3.5 years, didn't drink coffee. And that was because we were assigned together. When she started joining the business, we were paired up. Can you still hear me? Yeah, when I met Ngalu, I introduced Ngalu to social media of how to do a live, how to do a post. This native here was teaching her. And I'm in Wellington and she's in Brisbane. Come on, people. We had a lot of phone calls, a lot of sessions, a lot of trial runs. And guess who decided to leave me behind? I'm a social queen over there. She went RVP, and yeah, I'm still an Arbonne lifer. But hey, it's the friendship and the family that you make along the way. Yeah, right, people? Yeah, it's the people that really impact in your life. Yeah, and then she ruined my dress at AAC when she said goodbye to me, and all her Arbonne beautiful makeup went all over my nicely blue dress that I just brought for the occasion. I haven't sent her the dry bill yet, her dry clean bill, but meeting her, we cried when we first met. And it was the first time we ever met each other. And you would think we were like blood sister, just like me and Renee. But and she's been my family ever since then. So to sum up the last 5 decades of my life, it's okay to be who you are. I'm proud to be Samoan. I'm proud to be a mum, I'm proud to be a sister, but I'm just me. Kia ora koutou. My name is Avao Tietia, and I am an Arbonne lifer, and thank you for listening to my story, and hopefully you got something out of it. Kia ora koutou.